Hey, man, forget all that TH.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, man, we trying to scratch people up. We need that 3-ball to be right. You heard me? And what is his defensive potential? Because y'all know we need that POA, the Dallas Mavericks defense, and I mean that. Not only his defense, he's developing the offensive game with range. I said with range. Woo! We got Naji Marshall. Yeah, I said it, Naji the Knife Marshall. Naji Marshall has made a name for him. All right, family, welcome back to the Mavs Sphere. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, what you waiting on?
That's facts.
Let's lock in. All right, family. So with all the additions that were added over this offseason, I thought it was definitely needed that we do this video. What to expect from 3 key pickups for the Dallas Mavericks.
I beg your pardon?
All right, so today we will be hopping into Quentin Grimes, Jamerion Sharp, my favorite, but I'm going to save him to the last. We're going to be looking at stats, breakdowns, positive, negatives, and what you need to be looking up season. But first, let's get to the meat and potato. How I feel about the fixing. First, we got up Quentin Grimes. He is a elite 3-point shooter. Quentin Grimes has established himself as a legitimate deep threat. In the 2022-2023 season, he shot 38.6% from 3, a 5.7 attempts per game. His ability for spacing is well. With his catch and shoot abilities, a reliable weapon in both transition and half-court set. But what is his defensive potential? Because y'all know we need that POA. With him standing at 6'5", with a 6'8" wingspan, Grimes uses his size and agility to guard multiple positions. His defensive rating is 113.2. Might not jump off the page, but he definitely shows, particularly in one-on-one situations. He can guard 1 through 3, making him versatile in any defensive scheme. In many ways, he reminds me in deep player mode. That's his positive. Let me give you these negatives. Limited playmaking and ball handling. While Grimes is a solid spot-up shooter, his ability to create shots for himself and others is limited. Last season, he only averaged 2.1 assists per game, which shows he's not quite comfortable being that secondary or tertiary playmaker. This of offensive diversity makes him less effective if the opponents shut down his 3-point game. Consistency in his shooting streak. Although his overall 3-point percentage was impressive, Grimes was prone to shooting slump. Hey, man, forget all that TH. Hey, man, we trying to scratch people up. We need that 3-ball to be right. Key stretches last season, he would go several games without making a significant impact from beyond the arc. For a team like Dallas, we heavily rely on that shooting. These cold streaks could be problematic in critical moments, and we don't need to go through those up and downs anymore.
And that's facts.
So you make your choice. What you thinking on Quentin Grimes? Drop your comments, what you like, what you don't like. But next, let's roll this one out. Number 2. Step up to the plate. We got Jamerion Sharp, elite shot blocking ability, standing at 7'5". Jamerion Sharp is one of the tallest players entering the league, and his defensive presence is immediately felt. He led the NCAA in block shots during the 2022-2023 season, averaging a staggering 4.4 blocks per game with Western Kentucky. Sharp's timing and length makes him intimidating in the paint, deterring offenses from driving at the rim. His defensive rating was 88.7 in college. Is that elite? You tell me. I think my boy's scratching people up. He has the potential to anchor the Dallas Mavericks defense, and I mean that. Not only his defense, he's developing the offensive game with range. Traditional big man Sharp has been working on developing a mid-range game and a 3-point shot. I said a 3. Them boys, while he isn't known for his offense yet, he has shown glimpses of a reliable jumper in workouts and in the summer league. I covered it on one of my last videos. Man, check them out. Share them too.
And that's facts.
If he can consistently knock down the mid-range shot, it will be a new dimension to his game, making him a more well-rounded player. This will allow Jamerion Sharp to stay on the court more often and not just based on the situation for the defense. Now, everybody has negatives, but let's hop into Jamerion Sharp. They say it's lack of mobility. I think he can get around pretty nice. He needs to put on weight and stay on the floor, in my eyes. But let me give you the synopsis. Sharp's size can be looked at as a blessing and a curse. While he dominates the paint defensively, his mobility is a concern, especially against quicker and smaller lineups. Opposing teams, an agile center or a fast-paced offense could exploit him in the pick-and-roll situation. His lateral quickness needs improvement, but everybody's does. If he's going to keep up with the modern NBA offenses that can stretch the floor and attack in transition, Jamerion Sharp will have to step up in these areas, especially if he wants to get some time competing with Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, and you got Maxey in there as well. Though he is working on his shot still.
Hey, yo!
Sharp has been working on his shooting. His overall offensive game remains undeveloped at the same time. He averaged only 7.4 points per game in college, primarily scoring off putbacks and lobs. But you know where he at? Lob City Central, baby.
And that's facts.
Yeah. If his shot doesn't improve, he can struggle to contribute offensively in the NBA, especially since defense will sag off of him and clog the paint for Luka and Kyrie. You can have those situations. So you tell me, positive, negative, what stands out the most to you when it comes to Jamerion? And third, but not least, the one they call the knife. Take a sip of coffee on this one. We got Naji Marshall. Yeah, I said it, Naji the knife Marshall. Marshall has made a name for himself, a strong, versatile defender who can guard multiple positions, standing at 6'7" with a 7-foot wingspan. He has the size and athleticism to defend wings and even small bigs. His defensive rating is 112.1, shows that he can hold his own on any end of the court, especially when he's locked in. This is a great fit for the Dallas Mavericks, who needs a perimeter defense along their offensive juggernaut. Offensively, Marshall is most effective when he's attacking the rim. DJJ, yeah, but Naji's gonna take it. He also has the ability to play make in his bag. He averaged 9.1 per game last season with the Pelicans, often scoring off cuts to the basket or in transition. Yeah, that means the fast-paced offense that we've been wanting to play with just got faster. We got another person that'll run the court with him. Yeah, Luka Doncic and Kyrie, yeah, he's getting out. He's ready to finish, and if not, he's gonna dish it out. Shout out Naji Marshall.
And that's
yeah, I said it. His ability to finish through contact and in traffic gives the Mavericks another slashing threat. He shot 57% at the rim, three-point shooting last season. The season before that, he only shot 30.7% from three. His inconsistency when it comes to shooting over season to season is definitely something to watch. The more threes he's able to shoot and knock down, the more time he'll get. His defense is solidified. This inconsistency makes him a less effective option as a floor spacer. Teams will likely sag off Naji Marshall on the perimeter, but they bet not. My boy shot 38+% from three last season. If you gonna sit off the corner and sag on my boy Naji, he gonna cash it.
And that's facts.
And I mean that. He's unable to cash it, and teams are daring him to shoot. This can lead to clogged lanes for Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving on their drive. Another thing to also keep in mind, Naji Marshall is a true playmaker at heart, but not always able to think through the situation. Simply put, they're saying he's turnover prone in critical moments. So I haven't seen the critical moments at all the times that they happen. But he still was a knife. How you give him a nickname and you say he's turnover prone? But let me just give you the data. Naji Marshall was still dishing dimes. He was only averaging 2.5 assists per game. He was prone to making some risky passes. Turnovers was 1.9, so technically 0.6% assists per game last season. I know, looks tough. But many of these turnovers came in crucial moments where he tried to force the action. With him being in Dallas, he will not be able to force them because he won't have the ball. Yeah, Naji, you gonna have it in transition or it's time to shoot. You don't gotta force it because Luka and Kyrie make themselves available. Naji Marshall's assists will go up, turnovers will go down this season. Mark my word.
And that's facts.
Yep. The tendency to overextend himself could limit his role in critical stretches unless he tightens up his playmaking decisions. Luka Doncic and Kyrie are going to get him right, and I mean that.
And that's fire.
Wrap it up with this. These players could bring a lot of potential to the Mavericks, but each player has their own area that they need to contribute meaningfully during this Dallas Mavericks upcoming season. While Grimes offers elite shooting and solid defense, his playmaking consistency needs work. Sharp is a defensive giant, but his mobility is raw, which can be exploited. Marshall, great things to say. Marshall adds a versatility in slashing and playmaking and the ability to finish through contact. He offers the Mavericks another dynamic because he scores most of his points in transition or cuts to the basket. This will keep the offense from going stagnant. We just got to make sure he's not forcing any passes. If you get in a situation, you'll have Derek Lively just throw it up for the alley-oop. All right, family, y'all know what to expect from these players coming into the system. Call to action, drop a comment, and what is the thing that you feel that is most important that they need to work on for them to be able to our season this up and coming season. Training camps is less than 2 weeks away. My call to action,